Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Cassandra. This is Trauma-Informed Yoga, and today we are going to release some endorphins, release tension in your body, and relax the nervous system through self-massage, a little like vibrating and shaking, and we will kind of alternate between moments of movement and stillness. So go ahead and join me in tabletop position. So we'll begin in a cat-cow today. So if you prefer to begin your yoga practice in stillness, you can go ahead and just shift your tush back to your heels and take child's pose. Reach your hands forward and rest your forehead down. If not, if you want to find a little bit of movement here, you are going to spread your fingertips wide. Hands are directly below shoulders. Knees are directly below hips. And we're just going to drop the belly, lift the hips, lift the head and the chest. Take a big inhale here. And then when you exhale, you're going to just swap here. Pull your navel up towards your spine, up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin into your chest. Tuck your pelvis. So this is your cat. Inhale for cow. Dip the belly. Then big exhale for cat. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. So maybe you are taking this cat-cow movement here. Maybe you are sitting back in child's pose, whichever feels best to you. Maybe you want to alternate between them. That's okay too. We're just going to take a few more. Exhaling, pulling the navel up towards your ceiling. And then inhaling, dipping the belly low, reaching the chin up. Let's take one more. Big exhale. Big inhale, look up. Come back to a neutral spine. So our eyes are open and looking just down at our mat, maybe a few inches in front of our fingertips. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Just imagine your back being nice and flat, like I could set a cup of tea on your back and it would be nice and stable. You can tuck your toes under here. If your knees hurt, I'm actually on a camping mat under my yoga mat, but you can roll up a mat, a towel, or a blanket, place it under your knees. And we're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths, maybe looking around your space. Noticing some colors and shapes. Noticing that you're nice and safe in this environment. Then just walk your hands forward slightly. And then on our inhale, we're going to dip our hips towards our hands and maybe they meet the earth. If this is a bit of too much of a back bend here, you can always take a towel or a blanket or a bolster, a pillow, roll it up, put it right here, and allow your hips to meet that. Go ahead and look up if it feels good for your neck. And then we are going to shift back into an active child's pose with your toes tucked, reaching the arms forward. So inhale, we're just going to roll the spine like you're coming through cat pose. Well, you are. Dip your hips down and then look up. So maybe it feels better here to untuck your toes and then come all the way down and back into a child's pose, nice and low and grounded, forehead to the earth. Inhale, coming forward. So you're just going to find the movement that feels good here, just moving nice and slowly. Just stretching the spine before we begin our massage. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Let's go ahead and take one more here. Inhale forward, all the way up. Dip the hips, look up. Maybe look over your left shoulder, back towards your feet. Over your right shoulder, back towards your feet. Inhale, look up, back at center. And then exhale, we're just going to shift our weight back onto our heels in a nice seated position. Maybe you want to stay here in Virasana, just sitting back on your heels. If this is uncomfortable, you can sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. You can sit in a chair, on a couch, maybe have a bolster and kind of send it under your tush, whatever feels best for you. So let's start again, going back to looking around the room and noticing that you are safe. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. So we're going to do that a few times while we are looking around our environment. Inhaling through the nose. And then on the exhale, we're going to kind of make like a little circle, a little straw with our lips and blow the air out nice and slowly and smoothly. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Let's do that a few times. Maybe closing down your eyes if you feel safe. Exhaling through the lips. Maybe relaxing your shoulders. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the lips. So let's keep going here for a few more. I want you to just notice as you're breathing, are you filling your belly with air? So you can even take your hand to your belly. See if you notice your hand is really expanding and contracting. We want our bellies, obviously our belly is not what is filling with air, but we want to be expanding the lungs. Everything is really opening up and relaxing inside of us. Noticing if you're holding any tension in the forehead, the neck, or the shoulders. And just taking your breath to those tight areas in your body. Let's do one more here. Inhaling through the nose. And then a nice, smooth and long exhale through the mouth. All right, so here, go ahead and dip your chin down to your chest. So feel that stretch in the back of your neck. Excuse me. So maybe you want to stay here and this feels good. Or you can take your left ear toward your left shoulder. Just noticing how that feels. Maybe coming back chin to chest. Then taking your right ear to your right shoulder. Coming back chin to chest. And either stick with the left ear, left shoulder, right ear, right shoulder, or just go ahead and take your full neck rolls. So it is as if you are drawing a circle with your nose. Just find what mobility feels good for you. I have definitely had points in time where I have a little bit of tweakiness in my neck. Maybe I slept on it wrong, or I think I went skiing one time and something happened. So if that is the case, you're just going to keep your chin down at your chest and very gently move your left ear to your left shoulder and right ear to your right shoulder. So if you're going in circles, let's go ahead and pause with our chin to our chest. And then we're going to change the direction of the rotation when you're ready. And just noticing where your breath is at as you're moving. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. if your mind is wandering a lot here, you can count the breath. So inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 6. So it goes like inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take just a couple more rotations here. When you're ready, we're going to end with our chin down at our chest. Just take a moment of stillness. And then go ahead and bring your head back up. So let's begin by rolling our shoulders up, back, and down. So we're going to release tension by creating tension. So inhale up, shoulders come up to ears, really tight, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, release the tension, shoulders go back and down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. You might want to exhale through that pursed lips again. Exhale down. Inhale up. Squeeze, hold, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release back and down. Let's take one more here. Inhale up. Squeeze, hold. Exhale back and down. So however you are sitting, we're going to shift so that we can access our feet. So if it feels comfortable to sit in butterfly posture like this, the soles of the feet are together. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you can just press your feet away from you so you have some more space, and you can also lift your hips up by sitting on a blanket or a pillow. So that's going to help you sit up nice and tall. We are going to take our thumbs into the arches of our feet and just start massaging. So anything that feels good. For some of us, touch is very difficult. So maybe start with a very gentle kind of like rubbing up and down, nothing too intense. And for some of us, we like it a lot. So you can kind of dig into those tight muscles in the foot. For some of us, though, touch is kind of not accessible at all. So you may just want to sit comfortably and close your eyes and imagine taking your hands to your feet and performing this massage. So you can come down to your toes, kind of grabbing and pulling the outside edge of the feet. We're going to work our way up to our ankles. So I'm just kind of squeezing and twisting here, okay? Come to your knees, come down the lines of your leg. So you want to do the inside, the outside, the back. Maybe you want to massage the calf muscles with your thumbs. So there's no right or wrong here. We're just massaging. If it feels a little juicy and intense, maybe you want to stay there a little bit longer. So let's come to the knees, and we're just going to draw circles on the tops of the knees. All right, so this is where we get a little bit crazy. We're gonna start patting and tapping. So you may or may not enjoy this. I kind of encourage you to give it a go. So this is really gonna help with the release of the endorphins. So if you start down at your feet again, you're just kind of hitting and tapping, coming up to the knee, coming to the top of the knee, maybe circling on the knee, coming down the side of the leg to the top of the foot, bottom of the foot, back up. Maybe to the front, the shins, the calves. So again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. We are increasing blood flow. All right, so let's come up to the thighs now. So if you want to stretch your legs out long, we can do that. All right, so you might start just by tapping the tops of your thighs. the outside, just slapping. If the slapping doesn't feel good, you can make fists. And sometimes I like to use the heel of my hand, or you can just use this flat surface. Feels a little bit nicer. Get the bottoms, the hamstrings, the insides of the thighs, and just any parts of the legs that you missed. You might want to take your hands to your calves, shins again, just anything that feels good. All right, my friends. We're going to come up onto our knees so we can get our glutes. So again, I am on a camping mat, which is super cushy on this tile. So my knees are totally fine here. You may have something like this, a meditation cushion. You can use this under your knees, a pillow, a blanket, anything so that you can be here and it's nice and comfortable. So I like to use the heel of my hand. So I'm just gonna kind of hit the upper thighs, the front of my hips, my lower belly, and then all the way back around to my glutes. Okay, maybe moving up to the belly. So if this does not feel good on the belly, you might just want to take your hands and do a bit of a massage. The sides and the lower back. The whole area of the lower back. So keep going, hips, belly, lower back. All right. Go ahead and take a moment of stillness. We can sit back down. All right. Let's come to our sides. So you can take your hands nice and wide, thumbs are out. Thumbs kind of come to the armpit area. So you can tuck your thumbs in your armpits, and then you're just going to press with your thumbs down towards your hips, okay? So pressing, find the pressure that feels good. Just noting your breath. Your heart rate's probably up a little bit. Try to make the inhales and the exhales nice and long and smooth. So from here, we're going to move to our hands and then come back up to the shoulders, okay? So you might want to start by drawing some circles with the wrists in both directions. So go ahead and turn your left palm up, flex at your wrist so fingers come down, and then right hand comes to the fingers, not the thumb yet. And we're just opening up the inside of the left forearm. So just take this how it feels good. It might feel better for you to come to hands and knees with your fingers facing your knees and kind of shift the weight forward and back. You can get both arms at the same time. So you might want to play with that. You can also, if you are in this position, come to the tops of the hands and do the same thing. So you're just shifting your weight forward and back, stretching the hands, the wrists, the forearms. If you have your hand flipped and you're pulling, don't forget about the thumb. So release the fingers, pull the thumb back. And just noticing the increased heart rate. The way we slow that down is by taking long, slow, deep breaths. Let's switch hands. Right palm faces up, pressing the fingertips. So when we take those long, slow, deep breaths, it signals to our body that we are safe, that we can rest and digest. And then our heart rate begins to slow. Don't forget the thumb. So all of this movement signals to your body that you're safe, because if you were not safe, you would be still and quiet. So when we are doing a lot of movement, a lot of tapping, massaging, this helps our nervous system know that we are in a safe space. All right, so let's come up to the shoulders as promised. So we'll begin by doing a couple of shoulder rolls like we did before. So let's inhale. We're going to bring our shoulders up towards our ears, and then let's roll them forward and down this time. So come to the back, Inhale up, forward and down. Just a few in this direction. Up, forward, and down. If you liked the squeezing, when you come up, you can really squeeze, 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 and pause. Exhale down. One more in this direction, and then we will switch directions. All right, let's reverse. Inhale up, and then the exhale is back and down. We'll do 4 more. Just noticing that you are inhaling and exhaling through the nose. If you feel a bit overwhelmed, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, nice and slowly, might be more appropriate for you. Just experiment with both and take your last shoulder roll. All right, from here, let's shake it out. Shake the hands, shake the arms. You might even want to take them up a little bit. All right, so we're going to bring our right hand to our left shoulder and give ourselves a little massage here. I'm sure a lot of you have done that before. Just feeling for any tension. Really noticing the muscles, the bones, the tendons that you can feel. And when you hit a spot that feels pretty juicy and good, just stay there and work it. Maybe in some circles, some pressure. Maybe you prefer light touch, just go with that. When you're ready, we're going to switch sides. Left hand to right shoulder, squeezing and moving. Just helping release any tension. A lot of us hold most of our tension here in the neck and shoulders. When you're ready, we're going to take our fingertips to our chest. So you can just do some little circles here. Anything that feels good. Okay, don't forget the rib area, maybe under the chest, the upper belly. Okay, thumbs coming down the side and back, probably feels good. Maybe if you're practicing with someone, you can massage each other. It's super nice. All right, let's come back to the arms. So we want to make sure that we start tapping at the wrist, come all the way up to the shoulder. So just pretend like you are spokes on a wheel, like a bicycle. You're just tap, 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 tapping from the wrist all the way up. This is actually really good for your lymph nodes too, especially if you take your arm up above your heart. So just do that as many times as feels good. You can even take your thumb into your underarm and just do a little massage. Here, bicep, tricep. Take the other side. And if the palm doesn't feel good, you can again do the heel of the hand and just play with that. Breathing. Taking the thumb to the armpit, the bicep, the tricep. All right, my favorite part, everybody. We're gonna move to the face. So if you have some oil, that's actually great. Any sort of oil like olive oil, coconut oil, other oils specifically for the skin. So we're going to start with the forehead. So you have an option here. You can either take the heel of your hand, start in the middle of the forehead, press, and then come out, ending at the temple. So begin here with the heels of the hands together, pressing, coming down the eyebrow arch to the temple, hold, press, then come back up. If you don't like the heel of the hand, you're just going to use your fingers and just draw circles on the forehead, okay? Maybe taking your fingers to your temples, drawing circles. Go ahead and move from the forehead. When you're ready, to the eyebrows, just pressing on the eyebrows, coming out to the temple. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start under our eyes by our nose, and then we're going to come under the cheekbone, up to the temple, and again. If you don't like using the heel of your hand, you're just going to use your fingertips. Or maybe you don't like this at all and you just don't want to do this part. That is totally fine. Go ahead and switch your seated position if you feel uncomfortable. You can even come up to standing, shake your legs out, whatever feels good for your lower body here. And then we're going to move down to the chin. So the heels of our hands start at our chin and then move all the way up to the jawline. Just take that a few times. So find a pressure that feels good for you. And then I encourage you to take your fingertips anywhere on your face that we missed. Maybe you want to use the inside part of the pointer finger and just kind of bring your fingers to your nose and go under the cheekbones and out. Maybe you want to massage around the lips, the nose, eyebrows. Take your peace fingers. One goes in, your middle finger goes in front of your ear and your pointer finger to the back of your ear, and we're just kind of going up and down. If you ever have a sinus infection, this face massage is fantastic. The whole body massage is really great too if you're sick and you don't feel like doing a super strong movement practice. All right. So from here, we are going to take the knife edge of your hand, the pinky edge, come under the ear, follow the jawline down, come under in your throat, and then just pull it down. This is helping to drain your lymph nodes here. Did I say lymph nodes? I don't think that's what I meant. I meant sinuses, I think. Now I'm confused. We're doing some drainage, okay, people? All right, other side. Again, if this doesn't feel good with the knife edge of your hand, and actually I noticed that this side is really sensitive for me, you might want to take your fingertips and just be super gentle. So whatever feels good. So at this point, if you feel like there is another spot on your face, neck, or any other place on your body that you want to massage that we missed, go ahead and hit that now. Otherwise, let's just stretch our legs out long in front of us from a seated position. Bounce the legs. Maybe moving the head left and right. Looking over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, and just flexing and pointing your feet. Just getting some blood circulation back into the legs. We're going to end today by lying down on our back. So if you want to bring the soles of your feet to the mat, hands out in front of you, and just very slowly lower all the way down to your back. Right. If it feels good, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock and roll on your lower back here, just a little massage. It also might feel good to take your feet up to the ceiling, take your hands up to the ceiling, draw some circles, really lubricating the ankles and wrists. Make sure you go in the opposite direction as well. All right, from here, we're going to hold on to our right leg. So if it is very difficult for you to reach, you might want to use a strap or a belt. I happen to have one right here. So if you have a strap, you put it right under your foot. You can either lower your left foot down so that it is touching your mat, or just go ahead and extend your left leg out. And this yoga strap just gives you some leverage here. Otherwise, you can just reach for your ankle, your calf, your thigh. We're just doing a little hamstring stretch on the right leg. Or if you're on the left leg, that's totally fine. So inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, a rope, maybe like a towel, or a really thin blanket. So from here, you can either just keep this stretch if it feels good, or take your yoga strap or into your right hand. If you have a lot of flexibility, you can actually take your peace fingers around your right big toe, and we're going to open our leg up to the right, just as far as feels good. So it doesn't need to drop all the way down to the earth. Left hand can stay on the left hip. And just grounding your left tush down to the earth. And just drop into your breathing here. Just a few breaths. Opening the inside of the right leg. On your next exhale, let's come back up to center. Go ahead and remove that yoga strap. And then exhale, drop the sole of the right foot down to your mat, and we'll switch sides. So left leg comes up. Maybe you put your yoga strap under your left foot. Maybe you grab for your ankle, your calf, or your thigh. So if this stretch feels good, just hang out here and breathe. Maybe you want to straighten your right leg. All right. Long, deep breaths. I kind of love drawing circles with my toes here and feeling the stretch in the back of my leg. So maybe you want to do that too. When you feel ready, you can go ahead and open up to the left. Maybe right hand is on top of right hip, and just breathing. Take your time. Just noticing where you're holding tension and thinking about taking the breath to those tight muscles and expanding in those areas of your body. All right. On your exhale, come back up. And then we are going to bend the left leg, cross it over the right thigh. So put your right foot on the earth, bend the right leg, left leg is bent. So we are in a figure 4. This might be a good stretch for you. Maybe you want to just lift your right foot up, so you're kind of pulling your left foot in towards your body. This might be enough. You might want to lace your hands behind the right thigh or the right shin. Flex the feet to protect the knees. I love rocking left and right in this pose, but maybe you just want to find some stillness. You can also sneak your left elbow to the inner left thigh and kind of press that away while you're pulling the right shin in. So we have a bit of a push-pull stretch. Long, deep breaths. And then for our next stretch, you have a couple of options. If you have some flexibility in the legs here and you want to cross the left leg over the right and then drop both of your legs over to the right, you can do that. You can take eagle legs and just look over to the left. Nice deep stretch for the lower back. So if that's a bit much, you are just going to drop both of your right knees unstacked, untwisted, over to the right. Rest your right hand on top of the left thigh and then just look over to the left. So find the stretch that suits you here. Your goal is to be comfortable enough to allow the breath to be long, slow, and smooth. Fill your belly with air. Just tuning into the sounds in your environment. So without wishing they were different or trying to change them, noticing them exactly as they are. So when you are ready or on your next exhale, we're just going to come back to center. Maybe reach the hands and the legs back up again and just kind of shake it out if that feels good, or you can draw some circles. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So we are going to put the sole of the left foot down on the earth, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, reach through, grab a hold of your shin, and just pull that leg in. If this is too intense, you can reach behind the left thigh or just leave your hands on your belly, lifting the left foot up off of the mat. Maybe pressing with the right elbow to the inside of the right thigh and get your push-pull going. That bird is really talking to us. I'm sure you guys can hear. So finding movement or stillness. And when you feel ready, just go ahead and cross your legs and then shift them over to the left. And again, if this stretch is too intense, you're going to uncross your legs, stack your knees on top of one another, and just take the legs over to the left, look over to the right. So as you are breathing here, just noticing if you're holding any more tension in the jaw. Maybe you can part your teeth. Maybe open your lips a little here. When you are ready, coming back to center, very slowly unwinding, maybe sending the feet back up one last time, maybe hugging the knees into the chest or taking happy baby. So happy baby, we are grabbing either the calves with our legs bent, maybe you can grab behind the thighs or the knife edge of the foot, tucking your pelvis so your lower back is meeting the earth. So maybe rocking side to side again and massaging the lower back and the kidneys, or just finding stillness, whatever suits you. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out of the nose. When you're ready, we're going to send our legs out nice and long, for our final resting posture. Maybe resting one hand on the heart, one on the belly, or palms facing up next to you. Let's take 3 breaths together, and I will leave you here in Shavasana to rest as long as feels best for you. This is a beautiful practice to do before bed. So it's possible you can just crawl into bed, get comfortable, and go to sleep. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. All right, my friends, rest well. Namaste.